last coverage of this show. Very exciting because I've never come across anyone in reality of this genre. This is the one and only British Pakistani Elvis Presley impersonator. We caught on with him बहुत मुश्किलों से because he hasn't ever given an interview or been covered by Asian media for 10 years of his career. We shared a lot of talks with him, and to find out that it was a complete struggle for him to do what he is doing and achieve what he has achieved in these 10 years. A lot of turmoil between his family and getting here. It's hats off. He did an amazing job, and the best part was he turned out to be a Londoner. I mean, if we was in any other world or any other country, I should say, it would be very difficult to get a hold of him. So we were lucky enough to catch him, and we did invite him to our studio. The best thing about him was कि जो normal Elvis Presley के impersonators होते हैं वो look पे बहुत ज़्यादा concentrate करते हैं, लेकिन जब गाने पे आते हैं तो उनकी आवाज़ इतनी मैच नहीं करती. इनकी सबसे अच्छी बात ये थी कि ये जब गाते हैं he perfectly sounds like Elvis Presley and look पे भी he concentrates, मगर ज़्यादा stress इनका होता है इनके गाने पर. As I said, we did invite him to the studio. We did have a performance done by him, and we did have a little chit chat. Let's check this out, and I hope you enjoy. We all would love to be called one and only, but the fact remains just a few are. I'm very lucky to have the one and only Pakistani Elvis Presley impersonator, Sal Bashir. Thank you so much for sparing time for us and being in the studio.
Thank you very much for inviting me. It's a pleasure to be here.
I've got so many questions to ask you. We have an amazing performance by you as well later on. Firstly, I was very amused by a statement that you passed when I first met you was, this is the first ever Pakistani or any Asian channel to approach you in the 10 years of your career. Why so?
Well, that's right, absolutely. In 10 years I've been performing my Elvis tribute show. This is the first time I've had the privilege to appear on one of the Asian channels. I really don't know why. I do know that I perform in predominantly areas where not a lot of our own people go to, which is an awful shame. But I'd love a lot more people to come to my shows from our community to see what this old boy gets up to. And then I suppose thereafter there'll be more interest from the Indian and Pakistani TV channels. And hopefully there'll be more shows like this that I can appear on. So you are certainly the first.
Well, it's amazing. You happen to be a Londoner, and yes. I would definitely say it's the Asians that are missing out. We have missed out 10 years. And before you've got, I don't know how many more years would you want to perform, don't miss him out. Do catch him and his performance. Why Elvis?
Elvis Presley was the biggest, he is the biggest and best-selling artist of all time. The man had the whole full package. For me, when I first heard Elvis, it was headline news when I grew up in Canning Town, East London, when I first heard his voice on a record. And you know when something makes an impact on you, when I heard Elvis's voice, it made a huge impact on me, and it was just not a flash in the pan. And over the years, I started collecting his records, and I saw his films, and then I started buying the videos and DVDs. For me, what makes Elvis Presley so amazing and so appealing to me is because he could sing anything. He could sing gospel, rhythm and blues, country and western, rock and roll music, rockabilly music. He could sing anything. And if you didn't like one type of music that he done, say for instance you wasn't into the rockabilly or the rock and roll, then you might like his gospel music. And if you didn't like his gospel music, you might like his country and western music. So because he was able to sing from different types of songs from different types of backgrounds, that made it so appealing to me. And because his voice was so magical, he had a voice that was full of emotion, and he sang a song from the heart. And for me, that gave me my extra heartbeat as well in music. So there's a lot of things I could say about Elvis Presley, why he was so good, apart from the fact he was an amazing looking man as well. So women used to fall at his feet, and he was a great film star. His films were entertaining, and it stayed with me for right up until today. And I decided that, I was collecting his records and I wanted to try and sound like him. So around about the age of 14, much to the disappointment of my mum and dad, who wanted me to be a doctor and a lawyer and or a barrister or something like that. I was bashing around with the guitar in my bedroom, with my walls adorned with the Elvis posters, and trying to sound like Elvis. And I've been trying to sound like him right up until the present day. But it wasn't until about 10 years ago in an East End pub in Stratford where someone discovered, well, heard me for the first time and offered to set me up in business as an Elvis tribute artist. And I've never looked back since.
So it's been 10 years?
It's been 10 years this year, yes, that I've been on the road. So I'm very, very happy to still be here, and it's just getting better.
When are you cutting your cake?
Sorry?
When are you cutting your cake?
I was hoping you'd bring one out.
If I'd known,
I'm waiting.
If I'd known, I would definitely bring one down to you. In those 10 years, I've actually had a look at your website. You've got numerous comments and amazing articles on it. What has been the best comment, and by whom?
The best comments, the ones that mean the most to me,
Yeah.
are from the people who've come to see me at my shows.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones that are actually keeping me alive.